Some big breaking news coming in right here. PV Sindhu wins a bronze in the Badminton Tokyo 2021 Olympics. PV Sindhu defeated China's He Bingjiao. Sindhu won her first game 21-13 against Bingjiao. Won her second game 21-15. PV Sindhu won silver in badminton at 2016 Rio Olympics there. PV Sindhu has now become only the second Indian player after Sushil Kumar to win back-to-back medals at the world's biggest sporting event. Here's some big news coming in. PV Sindhu wins now a bronze at the Olympics. PV Sindhu wins a bronze in the Badminton Tokyo 2021 Olympics. PV Sindhu defeated China's He Bingjiao. Sindhu won her first game 21-13 against Bingjiao. Won her second game 21-15. In fact, PV Sindhu won a silver in badminton at Rio 2016 Olympics. PV Sindhu has become only the second Indian player after Sushil Kumar to win back-to-back medals at the world's largest sporting event. Here's some big news coming in. PV Sindhu there wins a bronze at the Olympics. In fact, she's been in great form right from the start. She did lose the semi-finals. She was knocked out by world number one from Chinese Taipei. PV Sindhu yet retains that form. She now knocks off China's He Bingjiao. Let me cut across to Siddharth for more details on that. Siddharth, as expected, we saw PV Sindhu in great form right from the start. She, in fact, unfortunately was knocked out by world number one earlier, the semi-finals, but the form continued and we see her take the medal, the bronze medal here. Wins against China's He Bingjiao. Take us through the nuances of the game. What did you see? I'm going to try and patch Siddharth there. PV Sindhu here makes history, wins a bronze for India. Sindhu defeats China's He Bingjiao in straight sets. In fact, PV Sindhu wins the first set at 21-13 against Bingjiao. She won the second set at 21-15. Siddharth, over to you. PV Sindhu in great form. Well, she manages to win a bronze medal, creating history. In fact, the game we hear was quite a pulsating one. Take us through all those moments that you picked up on, those winning moments for India.
Well, a big win for PV Sindhu and India. First, let's go across to her father, who's right now talking to the press. Let's listen in.
The Government of India, the Badminton Association of India, OGQ, supporters, sponsors, everybody has, given her all the encouragement. And I'm very grateful to especially media people also, for giving her all the encouragement through their clippings that she will going to win the gold. Though the pressure is there, but I'm happy that, she has won a medal for the country. Because generally what happens is playing third and fourth match is a very painful match. So yesterday I have motivated her a lot, and thank God, with the blessings of everyone, the entire nation, she has bought a medal, and I'm happy that she is the first woman to win 2 consecutive Olympic medals. No doubt it's a bronze and a silver, but continuously.
So that's the record.
So that way at least she has bought some name and fame to the country.
Ival's game gurinchi change cheptaru. It was completely attacking.
So what did you say to her?
Hero's game gurinchi change cheptaru.
What did you speak to her and what she said what happened?
Yesterday I told her, you have given your best and no problem, but concentrate today and just think that you are giving me a gift and play on the court. So I'm very happy.
Was her morale down yesterday after the
No. Morale in the sense, of course, everybody will cry. She had tears in her eyes, but good that she has recovered and come back, and she has won today.
Right, world number 1 తోటి ఓడిపోయిన తర్వాత నిజంగానే మళ్ళీ కమ్బ్యాక్ అవడం అనేది చాలా కష్టమైన పని. బట్ ఈ రోజు అపోనెంట్ ని చూసుకుంటే ఆమె బెటర్ రికార్డ్ ఉంది సింధు మీద. దో దట్ షీ హాస్ మోర్ విన్స్. బట్ ఇవాల్టి గేమ్ వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు వాట్ వాస్ ద మైండ్ సెట్?
అంటే వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు నేను ఒకటే చెప్పాను, చాలా ఫోకస్ గా బాడీ లాంగ్వేజ్ బాగా పెట్టుకుని వెళ్ళాలి తల్లి. ఎందుకంటే దట్ విల్ because I told her that yesterday and day before yesterday, He Bingjiao has played 3 games. It is not easy for a player to continue again the same rhythm. Plus, nenu pace koda penchamanna. Endukante if you don't increase the pace, He Bingjiao is also a tricky player like Taizu. So that's how she lost in Indian Super Series. Though she was leading 2016, she lost 23-21 and 21-18. So keeping that in mind, I have sent a video also of He Bingjiao where she played in Delhi. And of course, coach and even Sindhu was also analyzed in the morning. And I'm very happy today.
వరల్డ్ నెంబర్ 1 విన్ అయినప్పుడు ఆవిడ చెప్తూ సింధు ఎక్కడైతే ఫ్లాస్ ఉన్నాయో అవి క్లీన్ గా గమనించి ఆడారు అనే ఒక స్ట్రాటజీ తోటి వాళ్ళు వచ్చారని చెప్పారు. ఈ రోజు మీరు చెప్పినట్టుగా నిన్న 3 గేమ్లు ఆడిన తర్వాత ఈ రోజు ఆడడం అంత ఈజీ కాదు. బట్ హౌ డస్ షీ లుక్ ఇన్ ద కోర్ట్ సార్
Overall different strategy while playing?
That's what.
No, overall she was very aggressive on court, and I told her just keep attacking, especially towards her back, because when He Bingjiao plays, first stroke he plays at the forehand, immediately she leaves that place and covers the other 3 places. So now what I said is keep playing some repeated strokes. Then while watching, because I had a physio there on phone, then I was messaging her that now the inward shots are more successful for Sindhu. After 1-2 rallies, then she can go for the inward attack.
Yeah, especially a 17th point rally load.
Yeah.
The way she's smashed.
Yeah.
And
So
she couldn't reply.
So you might have watched.
Yes, sir.
People who have watched. So she has more attacked on inward, especially towards her backside. That too smashes. There she was successful and we could get the game.
As a father, obviously it's a proud moment for every Indian, but as a father, how excited are you to welcome her now?
So of course I told her I'll come to Delhi. So I think she is coming to Delhi on 3rd. Let me speak to the officials, by officials, and I am planning to go to Delhi because this is Olympics is not a small event where you get a medal, whether it is a gold or silver or a bronze. A medal is a medal, and I am happy the way she has worked, and God has given us all the happiness.
Any special request from her? She's worked very hard to achieve this. Anything that she...
No, Sindhu is not such a girl. She will not request. So now, see, we have to make her happy. So, still a long way to go. And I'm confident that she will play another next Olympics also.
ఒక ప్లేయర్ ఒక ఒలింపిక్స్ ఆడటమే ఇట్స్ డ్రీమ్. మీరు చెప్పినట్టుగా మీ మాటలోనే 2 ఒలింపిక్స్, అది కూడా 2 మెడల్స్ తెచ్చారు. సో వాట్ ఆర్ యు లుకింగ్ ఫర్?
So now we have to plan, we have to work out. See, we have to get as many medals as we can to the country at the Olympics, at the highest level of... Because why I trust Sindhu is, she is focused and she has that hunger, to go and play, and she enjoys the game. So that's the reason...
Sir, and...
As you were listening to PV Ramanna, PV Sindhu's father, who was talking about how Sindhu yesterday was in tears after her loss against Chinese Taipei's Tai Tzu Ying. Boria Majumdar joins me from Tokyo. Boria, a big victory for India and PV Sindhu. After her loss today, how big is this bronze medal for the country?
Massive. I mean, most importantly, it's the 2nd consecutive medal for PV Sindhu, and she becomes the most decorated female Olympian in Indian history. And if you see the match, and I've been saying it on India Today right through, she was the favorite. Despite the record being against her, she was always going to be the favorite against He Bingjiao for 2 reasons. One, He Bingjiao had played 2 3-setters, so she would be tired. Second, Sindhu's form. Yesterday's match was actually the gold medal match. Had Sindhu faced either of these opponents, Chen Yufei or He Bingjiao, she would have been in the final. Make no mistake, this is a massive medal for India, a massive medal. A girl coming in Rio winning a silver, a girl coming in Tokyo winning a bronze. She is now arguably the greatest ever female Olympian in Indian history. And the kind of dominance, she's lost only 2 games here in Tokyo, both against Tai Tzu Ying. Today too, she finished it in 2 straight games. That tells you about her domination. Except once in the match, He Bingjiao never was able to take the lead. That tells you the kind of dominance Sindhu had. Each time He Bingjiao came close, Sindhu upped the ante. Terrific performance. Smashes, aggression, retrievals, court movement. If you take everything, and I was sitting right behind, body language, the coordination with the coach. It was a superb effort for India. Very proud for her.
I have to ask Boria, were you sitting on the same seat you were sitting there yesterday, or was it a different one today? Because Sindhu clearly was in top form today. Yesterday she wasn't. Go ahead, Boria. Go ahead. Come on, tell me.
Yeah, this was actually the seat I was sitting on the pre-quarter final day, because yesterday she lost. I moved 2 seats. And you know, the officials here came and said, but this seat is for a photojournalist. And we actually requested, saying, oh, you know what, we are not going to jump up, we are not going to scream, so allow us to sit here, because it was one of those superstitious seats. And I'm going to show you something. By the way, I'm going to get PV Sindhu on the channel. Make no mistake, that will be the first interview, and I'm saying it openly. The moment the dope is done, I'm going to get PV Sindhu on India Today. That's a deal. Because I've already told her, and I'm carrying something. I'm going to show you what I'm carrying. I'm carrying a coin. You know what coin this is? This coin is actually the Rio coin that she had given me on the day of the final in Rio. So I'm actually carrying that coin as a superstition. And that's the kind of thing we were doing. But what a fantastic match she played. She was superb. At no point did I feel that she will not be. I must say this. Yesterday, I was always saying Tai Tzu is a problem, but He Bingjiao would never be a problem against a rampaging PV Sindhu in this kind of form. I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted for PV Sindhu. She's a dear friend. I've seen her grow. And you know, when she does this and becomes the greatest ever Olympian, all I can say is I'm delighted and proud.
Right, let me jump in here, Boria. Of course, the excitement is indeed, really getting on all of us. PV Sindhu finally wins a medal here, and that's the bronze that she makes it. In compared to the previous match, in fact, when I did speak to you the last time, you said it'll be a shocker if she doesn't win this match against the Chinese player here. You, in fact, did mention that PV Sindhu is a much stronger player, and that's what we got to see this time. Did you find any lessons learned from the previous match that you saw PV Sindhu smash it this time?
Box. The only lesson is box. What is box? The court is a kind of a box. Yesterday she allowed Tai Tzu to free her hands like this. Today, if you see, she was going for He Bingjiao's body. That's the box. He Bingjiao at no point in time was able to free hands. Sindhu was in total control. From point 1, she was in control. She took the lead, held on to the lead. Every time He Bingjiao came close, Sindhu upped the ante. Start of the second game. Always what happens is, start of the second game, after a player loses, the first comes hard. That's when Sindhu played stellar. 11 points. When the break happens, that's when the player comes back. Did you see the second game, Nabila? She came back. She leveled it. That's when Sindhu upped the ante again. At no point in time did she allow He Bingjiao to come back. And once she started taking the lead, you could see He Bingjiao getting flustered. She was constantly talking to her coach at the back, shaking her head, gesticulating, meaning she was flustered. Sindhu capitalized. Terrific match.
All right, here we're looking at PV Sindhu scripting history. 2 Olympic medals, the first Indian woman. What a feat there. All right, I'm going to cut across. Hold on, Boria. The mother of PV Sindhu is just addressing the media. Let's take a listen.
We are Hindi. आज हमको ब्रॉन्ज मेडल आया, वेरी हैप्पी. सिंधु, कंग्रेचुलेशंस, वी आर वेरी प्राउड ऑफ यू.
मैम, मतलब कल के मैच के बाद आज का मैच आप कैसा देखते हैं? कल के मैच में वो मतलब थोड़ा साइकोलॉजिकली भी डिस्टर्ब दिखी थी सेकंड राउंड में. आज का मैच आप कैसा देखते हैं?
एक्चुअली Tai Tzu is a different player. She will play a little different tricky strokes, but other players are okay. So I thought yesterday maybe Sindhu's little depressed. So maybe.
आपकी बात हुई है सिंधु से? मतलब आपकी बात?
Did you manage to speak to her?
No.
I spoke to her before the match.
My husband spoke.
मगर यहाँ पर सब एक तरफ है, लेकिन जो एंकरेजमेंट हमारे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने दिए हैं, बोले हैं कि सिंधु आप जाओ, आने के बाद हम आइसक्रीम खाएंगे, तो जरूर मेडल ले आई है। तो हम अभी सिंधु तो अभी जाके प्रधानमंत्री जी से आइसक्रीम खाएगी।
मैम कल पीवी सिंधु निराश थी, एज मदर आप
दूसरी खिलाड़ी बनी है। देश की बेटी पीवी सिंधु जी को बहुत बहुत बधाई और शुभकामनाएं। और मैं तो यही कहूँगा कि आज जिस तरह से डोमिनेट करके वो खेली हैं, शानदार प्रदर्शन उनका रहा है, स्मैशिंग विक्ट्री रही है। देश की ओर से बहुत बहुत बधाई। और एक के बाद दूसरी बेटी ने भी भारत को मेडल दिलाया है, पदक दिलाया है, और एक कांस्य पदक दिलाकर भारत को एक भारी खुशी जो एक लोगों के चेहरे पर है वो वापस आई है।
बिल्कुल सर, और जैसा आपने किया बहुत अच्छा कर रही है, तो एक और मेडल जो हमारा ऑल फिक्स्ड है, बस हमें ये नहीं पता कलर क्या होगा उसका, लवली ना। तो कहीं ना कहीं सर इस बार जो विमेंस डोमिनेंस है ओलंपिक्स में इंडिया साइड से, वो आपको ज़्यादा लग रहा है सर?
मुझे लगता है सोच बदलने का काम जब हुआ है, उसके साथ साथ बेटियों को जिस भी क्षेत्र में अवसर मिला, किसी भी क्षेत्र में, और मैं ये भी कहना चाहता हूँ कि वहाँ पर शानदार किया, चाहे वो भारतीय सेना हो, देश के अन्य क्षेत्र हों, सामाजिक क्षेत्र हों, और खेलों में भी बेटियों ने बाकियों से बेहतर ही किया है। ये अपने आप में प्रेरणादायक है। और मुझे लगता है ये बेटी बचाओ, बेटी पढ़ाओ, बेटी खिलाओ, ये अपने आप में मुहिम बहुत ज़बरदस्त चली है। और बहुत सारी बेटियों के साथ साथ युवा पीढ़ी को एक बड़ी प्रेरणा पीवी सिंधु हो, मीराबाई चानू हो, लवलीना हो, इन सब ऐसे बहुत सारे खिलाड़ियों की ओर से मिलती हैं।
Or medal added in our medal tally. One more medal in our medal tally, and it's from PV Sindhu. What's your take?
Smashing victory for PV Sindhu. A big congratulations. She has done it twice over, and she is the second athlete who has done so, and she has made the India proud. And I'm sure many more will get inspiration for her performance, from her performance. And as you have seen, she has been dominating today during the game as well. And all I can say is one after another, whether it was Mirabai Chan or it is PV Sindhu, and we are expecting one more from Lovelina as well. So many more to come. My heartfelt congratulations to PV Sindhu, and she has made the India proud.
And sir, our girls are doing really well in the Olympics. Your thoughts on that?
I think you take any sector, wherever a woman has got an opportunity to perform, they have done extremely well. From one sector to another sector. And this performance shows the theme of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Beti Khilao is working. And I'm sure many more will get inspired and take sports as a career in future as well. And I'm
All right, PV Sindhu indeed makes history, and we have some wishes pouring in. President Ramnath Kovind congratulates PV Sindhu on her victory. In a tweet, the president writes that she has set a new yardstick of consistency, dedication and excellence. My heartiest congratulations to her for bringing glory to India. The Sports Minister Anurag Thakur also, you heard him congratulate PV Sindhu on her bronze victory. Anurag Thakur also, while he speaks to the media, also puts out a tweet. Smashing victory, PV Sindhu, badminton, racket and shuttlecock, you dominated the game and made history. Tokyo 2020. An Olympic medalist twice over, third place medal. India flags off, in fact, quite a proud moment for India indeed, and it awaits your return. This is the message put out by Anurag Thakur. You also have Ramnath Kovind, the President of India, also putting out a message for PV Sindhu. Wishes pouring in. Siddhan joining us, who's been tracking the game. Siddhan, you know what? I can't stop gushing about the fact that these are women who brought glory to India. What a proud moment. PV Sindhu, the second time over, individual Olympic medals that she's won. This time around a bronze. Take us through exactly her consistency from the start to the end. It was unfortunate that she lost out against world number one in the semi-finals, but nonetheless we saw that form back again this time when she fought the Chinese player.
Well, Nabila, you have to understand that the women, the Nari Shakti of India is dominating in sports for a long time now. As you know, in 2016 in Rio, India won 2 medals, 1 silver, 1 bronze. both came from women. One was with PV Sindhu, of course, who lost the final to Carolina Marin. And then there was Sakshi Malik, who won the bronze medal. Here also in 2021, we call it Tokyo 2020, but it's 2021. There have been 3 medals so far. Although on the medal tally, you'll see only 2 for India because only 2 have been confirmed, 1 for Mirabai Chanu. Now the second one is for PV Sindhu, and of course, Lovlina Borgohain has been confirmed a medal. So as you can see, the last 5 medals for India have all been won by women. So that way you have to say the women are dominating the men and the men have to pull up their socks because clearly there's a big void there. Because the men, we saw how poor Amit Pangal was yesterday. We saw how Satish Kumar lost today morning. So the women are doing much better in sports, across sports at the Olympics. So we have to say the women deserve a lot of credit, and clearly the grassroots level, we need to keep telling the parents, we need to keep telling others that women need to be propped up. Women need to keep playing the game.
I think PV Sindhu, Mirabai Chanu, they're classic examples. And you know what? Parents of both these players, we heard PV Sindhu's parents itself, such a precedence they set in encouraging women, in encouraging families of women to actually push their loved ones into the games, into the sporting arena. And really, PV Sindhu has indeed made us proud. I'm going to hold on to you right there, Siddhant. Let me cut across to all those achievements here. Pusarla Venkata Sindhu, India's champion indeed, a badminton player who's now won India 2 Olympic medals, the first Indian woman to do so. Sindhu has really etched her name in history after her bronze victory here at the Tokyo Olympics. Now with this victory, Sindhu has added a 2nd Olympic medal to her cabinet after she won the silver in Rio 2016. Here's how and why Sindhu's achievement is really nothing less than extraordinary.
India's PV Sindhu has created history. By winning bronze at the Tokyo Olympics, PV Sindhu has become only the 2nd Indian player after Sushil Kumar to win back-to-back medals at the world's biggest sporting event. It's not just a victory for bronze, but a show of India's Nari Shakti. After Mirabai Chanu and Lovlina Borgohain, PV Sindhu has brought glory to the nation. Sindhu's path to the medal hasn't been easy. A loss against world number 1 Tai Tzu Ying threatened to derail her campaign. But Sindhu is a fighter, and she came back from that loss to beat China's He Bingjiao.
Completely changed the way the game is played.
That's the hallmark of a champion, and Sindhu is India's champion. Sindhu might feel that her medal has been downgraded from a silver in Rio to a bronze in Tokyo. But the fact that she has won 2 successive Olympic medals give her the legendary status she deserves, no matter the color of her medal. Sindhu has dominated the game of badminton for a long time, and some of her achievements show how she has managed to stay at her peak. Apart from winning medals at the Olympics, Sindhu was the silver medalist at the 2018 Asian and Commonwealth Games. In 2019, she won gold at the Badminton World Championship. She also has 2 silver and 2 bronze medals to go with her 2019 gold. She was the winner of BWF World Tour Finals. And she has won the Korea Open, the China Open and the India Open in the past. She has also been awarded a number of honors, and that includes the Khel Ratna, the Padma Shri and the Padma Bhushan. Her attitude and hunger shows sky is the limit for India's ace shuttler. And she should be back, winning laurels for the nation. Be rest assured, she'll be back in Paris 2024. Sports Bureau, India Today.
Well, the country now elated with pride. Prime Minister now congratulates PV Sindhu on the victory. Prime Minister tweets, and I quote, "We are all elated by stellar performance by PV Sindhu. Congratulations to her on winning the bronze at Tokyo 2020. She is India's pride and one of our most outstanding Olympians." Tokyo 2020. This is Prime Minister Modi's congratulatory message to PV Sindhu as he puts out a message on Twitter. We're looking at PV Sindhu now clinching bronze medal. Great pride for India. PV Sindhu now makes her way as the second Indian woman to win 2 Olympic medals. PV Sindhu there wins and makes history. Prime Minister Narendra Modi now congratulates Sindhu on the victory. Prime Minister tweets, "We are all elated by the stellar performance by Sindhu. Congratulations to her on winning the bronze at the Tokyo 2020. She is India's pride and one of our most outstanding Olympians." Over to you, Siddhant. Of course, congratulatory messages coming in, pouring in from all over. And this was inevitable. Sindhu and her form right from the start was something that you wouldn't want to miss. She was so, her game was really, how do you say it? One would really be hooked on to it right from the start to the end. It was unfortunate she lost out on the semi-finals, but she came back with that roaring form and now has won the bronze. What next for PV Sindhu, Siddhant?
Well, we can only hope. I'm sure she'll be there in Paris 2024 also. She's been India's top-ranked shuttler for quite some time. She's currently ranked 7th in the world, and because Carolina Marin wasn't there in this tournament because she had to undergo a surgery, Sindhu was the number 6 seed. Everybody, like Boria also said, that the final should have been between Tai Tzu Ying and PV Sindhu. But because it was a semi-final, Sindhu lost to Tai Tzu Ying yesterday. But when we talk about Sindhu's dominance overall in the Olympics, we have to look at how she did it. She won every game possible except in the semi-final. If you look at her matches again, Kaliporkova or even Mia Blichfeld, the world number 12 seed, you have to say that Sindhu was dominant. And against Akane Yamaguchi, who's ranked higher than Sindhu, if you know, she's ranked 4th in the world. But Akane Yamaguchi was also no match for India's number 1 shuttler. And when we talk about Sindhu's achievements, she won the 2019 World Championship also, because before COVID, that was the biggest tournament that happened. Of course, the Olympics were supposed to take place last year, but we know what happened. So for her to win this is big, but I'm sure somewhere in her heart she must feel hard done by, because she won the silver in Rio. She won the silver in Rio, and it was a big achievement. She's only the second athlete, individual, who has won an individual medal at the Olympics, in a consecutive Olympics for that matter, after Sushil Kumar did it. So, we have to talk about her achievement, and we should celebrate PV Sindhu, because this is no mean feat. This is not a small achievement, not a small feat for somebody to win 2 Olympic medals in back-to-back Olympics for that matter. That means you have been at the top of the game for quite a number of years. For at least 5 years.
If you really look at it, Siddhant, we see PV Sindhu has been in form throughout. Like you said, in fact, India Today has listed out just now on the number of games that she's won in the past. Her practice really speaks for it all. Her father, her mother, both the parents are so involved in every move of hers, in all that practice sessions leading up to these international games and even to the Tokyo Olympics. Father is so involved in every move, every strike. He spoke of how she was super disappointed previously when she lost the semi-finals, that she even cried. Did that really reflect in this game where she won the bronze? Did that really reflect her disappointment? Did that really rather charge her more to win this match?
Of course, she ought to be disappointed, Nabila. She won the silver last time. She was aiming for gold this time. You have to understand, when an athlete comes to the Olympics, they all are aiming for gold. Nobody goes to the Olympics thinking they're just going to participate. And there were expectations from Sindhu. Everybody knew India had a medal hope when PV Sindhu was going to the Olympics. She was preparing at the Gachibowli Stadium in Hyderabad for the Olympics. She was trying to recreate an environment she thought she would get in Tokyo. I'm not sure how perfect it was in terms of, but definitely her practice must have worked, because she has won a bronze. However, she has said already, she has told India today that this is a tougher medal. She told this to Boria Majumdar and Rahul Rawat, who are both in Tokyo. She said, even though I won silver at the Rio Games, this is a tougher medal. So you can understand the level of competition. You can understand where she's coming from. And when she says it's a tougher medal, we have to believe her, because even though she won all those games, like straight games matches, she won the first 2 round matches easily, like one in 28 minutes, one in 35 minutes. And after that, she met Mia Blichfeld. Mia Blichfeld, the match against her was slightly longer. It lasted about 35 minutes. And then against Yamaguchi also. There was a time Yamaguchi had taken 2 game points, and Yamaguchi was leading 20-18. And yet Sindhu made a comeback. She first put it on deuce, 20 all it was, and then she won the next to take the game and the match. So you have to talk about her mental strength also, because after her loss yesterday, it was a big loss no matter what. Tai Tzu Ying is Sindhu's nemesis. If we talk about how her head-to-head record is, yesterday was the 14th out of a total of 19 times that Sindhu lost to Tai Tzu Ying. So she knew also that it's going to be very tough. And we saw how Tai Tzu Ying plays her backhand, like how she can fool the opponents by showing as if she's going to smash it and then put a drop shot right next to the net. So to come back from that defeat, because everybody thought that Sindhu's going to go for gold, and she probably would have if she would have defeated Tai Tzu Ying yesterday. As Burya was talking about, Chen Fuyue, the other woman, the Chinese woman, the world #2 seed, who is in the final against Tai Tzu Ying, she also played a 3-setter. So if it was the match between Tai Tzu Ying and Sindhu, if she would have won that, probably would have gotten gold today.
Siddhant, stay with us. We have some big news coming in. PV Sindhu speaks to India today exclusively, and she says this is a tougher medal, a really good thing. In fact, PV Sindhu's there saying that this is a tougher medal. She says pressure during Tokyo Olympics was intense. This is PV Sindhu's words to India today as she wins and steps out, speaks to India today. It says very clearly, this is a tougher medal. Remember the kind of pressure, billions of eyes glued on PV Sindhu, making her way through to a bronze medal. And PV Sindhu herself says to India today that this was indeed a tougher medal. She has really felt the pressure, and that's what she says while she speaks to India today, that the kind of pressure that she faced at the Tokyo Olympics was intense. Rahul Rawat with more on that. Rahul, PV Sindhu speaks to India today, clearly says that this was quite a tough medal to win. Undoubtedly, the pressure may have got to her, but not to a point for her to lose. The fact that she won the bronze medal itself shows that she can handle pressure.
Absolutely, she is a big match player. In fact, yesterday when she came after the that loss against Chinese Taipei's Tai Tzu Ying, she said that I asked her how badly you wanted to win this gold medal, and she accepted the fact that she thought that she was good enough, she was prepared to win the gold this time. Unfortunately, that did not happen, but mentally she was prepared to come back again on the very same court and get to that bronze medal. It may not, for somebody of her caliber, her stature and the form that she is in, a bronze medal would be just a consolation, because she would be hoping for a gold, she would have been hoping for a gold medal. But maybe a month later, maybe a year later, maybe a decade later, she'll realize how big a moment she created for the fans in this country, where Olympic medals are not easy to come, and she has won 2 Olympic medals, a silver in Rio, a bronze here in Tokyo, and not to forget, she is also the reigning world champion. In 2019 she won that world title. So we were expecting medals from Sindhu, we were expecting medals from a lot of other people, a lot of other athletes, shooters, boxers, a lot of archers we were expecting. So expecting is one thing, something is expected out of one athlete, and to execute and get the result delivered is something different. And Sindhu has just made it happen. An Olympic medalist not once but twice. Sushil Kumar was the last Indian athlete to win 2 Olympic medals, and Sindhu has replicated, or Sindhu has done that once more for India. 2 Olympic medals. Abhinav Bindra in the last 1 or 2 decades, in this country, in India, Olympic medals are very difficult to come by. The first individual medal that India won was way back in 1952, KD Jadhav in wrestling. Thereafter, it took so many years. Leander Pace won that medal in 1996 in Atlanta, and every year we would win just 1 single medal. It changed, all that changed in 2008 in Beijing, when India won 3 medals, Bindra, Sushil and of course Vijender. Thereafter the highs of London Olympics, where we won 6 medals. Then the lows of Rio Olympics, only 2 medals, and one of them was PV Sindhu. A lot of people in India would think that we've achieved a lot, and they let their guard down. But this athlete just improved further. Maybe what she did in Rio, she had just started, because after that she became the world champion. This time when she entered into the fray, she was one of the favorites to win a gold medal match. Perhaps that match with Tai Tzu Ying, it happened a bit earlier for her, because that had to be the gold medal match, because these were the two best players on display as far as this women's singles competition in Tokyo Olympics is concerned.
Rahul, I'd like to ask you, you're there right at the heart of where all the action is. We know that spectators are not allowed. It's mostly the fraternity of the Olympic organization itself. What was the sentiment among all of them who were watching there, who were present, those within the Olympics fraternity who were watching this game? What kind of cheer did PV Sindhu get from them?
Well, Nabila, trust me, we did not let Sindhu feel that there was no crowd. Trust me, there was not enough crowd, of course. Yesterday, even when, day before yesterday, she was playing against a Japanese player, even at that time also, there was a sizable media presence also, and then people from the Indian contingent, some of the officials from the Indian Olympic Association were present there, and there were some noises that were being made, which actually Sindhu also noted. In fact, when she came out after the match, she realized, in fact, she asked that I thought that there were no spectators allowed, but still I saw that people were backing, and we had to tell her that those people are standing right in front of you, because we were the ones who were making all those noises and trying to cheer you up there. And similarly, even today when she was playing against the Chinese opponent, even though Chinese presence was also there, but they hardly got an opportunity to cheer for their athlete, because Sindhu just made it a lopsided affair, which actually tells that how dominating Sindhu has been throughout this tournament. She dropped just 2 games in the entire competition, and both those games unfortunately proved to be the difference between a bronze and a gold medal.
Right.
Because Tai Tzu Ying, she dropped those 2 games against Tai Tzu Ying, and it turned out as it turned out. Those were the only 2 games that eventually mattered for PV Sindhu.
All right, we're excited. Rahul, continue tracking all those developments for us. PV Sindhu's parents, of course, who have been very closely monitoring every move. In fact, the father has been so involved in all her career achievements, and in fact knows every single move of PV Sindhu. He thanks the Prime Minister while speaking to the media right after her win, and in his words of encouragement, on a lighter note, Sindhu's parents mentioned that the Prime Minister Modi had promised to have ice cream with PV Sindhu if she wins the Tokyo Olympics this time. So now comes the time for PV Sindhu to share an ice cream with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as per what her parents said. Let's cut across.
यहाँ पर सब एक तरफ है, लेकिन जो एनकरेजमेंट हमारे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने दिए हैं, बोले सिंधु आप जाओ, आने के बाद हम आइसक्रीम खाएंगे, तो जरूर मेडल ले आई है, तो हम अभी सिंधु तो जाके प्रधानमंत्री जी से आइसक्रीम खाएगी.
All right, I'm going to cut across. While having a one-on-one interaction with the players, Prime Minister had promised to have ice cream, and this is what he had said. Let's take a listen. Prime Minister Modi.
सिंधु जी नमस्ते. सिंधु जी, मुझे बताया गया कि आप टोक्यो ओलंपिक से पहले ओलंपिक साइज कोर्ट में प्रैक्टिस करना चाहती थी. अब गोची बावली में आपकी प्रैक्टिस कैसी चल रही है?
गच्चीबावली में प्रैक्टिस बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है सर. मैं ये चूज किया क्योंकि अभी ओलंपिक स्टेडियम बहुत बड़ा है और वो एसी और वो शटल कंट्रोल करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है, तो इसीलिए मैं ये सोचा कि ठीक है, अगर वो अच्छा स्टेडियम है तो क्यों, वो अपॉर्चुनिटी है तो क्यों नहीं खेलूं करके फरवरी से उधर प्रैक्टिस कर रही हूँ सर. ऑब्वियसली मैं गवर्नमेंट से परमिशन लिया था सर. ऑब्वियसली ये पैंडेमिक के वजह से वो लोग इमीडिएटली परमिशन देके प्रोटोकॉल्स फॉलो करने के लिए बोला था, तो मैं I'm very thankful to them क्योंकि as soon as I asked permission, उन लोगों ने permission दे दिया सर. तो इसीलिए मैं सोचा ठीक है, अगर अभी से start किया तो वो बड़ा stadium में खेला तो टोक्यो जाने के बाद उतना मुश्किल नहीं होता and I get used to it so quickly. इसीलिए सर.
आपके परिवारजन भी मेरे सामने हैं, मैं उनको प्रणाम करता हूं. मुझे याद आता है कि गोपीचंद जी ने एक इंटरव्यू में कहा था कि उन्होंने रियो ओलंपिक के पहले आपका फोन ले लिया था, आपको आइसक्रीम भी खाना अलाउ नहीं किया था. क्या अभी भी आपके आइसक्रीम खाने पर पाबंदी लगी हुई है या कुछ छूट मिली है?
सर ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा कंट्रोल करती हूँ सर, क्योंकि एक एथलीट के लिए डाइट बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है और अभी ओलंपिक्स है तो तैयारी कर रही हूँ तो ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा डाइट कंट्रोल तो करूंगी. तो आइसक्रीम उतना नहीं खाती हूँ सर, बस कभी कभी खाती हूँ.
देखिए सिंधु जी, माता पिता दोनों खुद स्पोर्ट्स में रहे हैं और इसलिए मेरा मन करता है आज मैं उनसे भी एक बात जरूर करूंगा. आपको नमस्कार. आप ये बताइए, जब किसी बच्चे की रुचि खेल में जाने की हो तो कई पेरेंट्स के लिए बहुत मुश्किल होता है. बहुत सारे लोगों को ढेरों आशंकाएं रहती है. आप ऐसे सभी पेरेंट्स के लिए क्या संदेश देना चाहेंगे?
बस सर, पेरेंट्स ये जानना चाहिए कि अगर अपने बच्चे हेल्थ वाइज अच्छे होंगे तो सब कुछ बड़ा होगा, क्योंकि आप थोड़ा खेलेंगे तो आपका हेल्थ अच्छा होगा, ऑटोमेटिकली आपका कंसंट्रेशन बढ़ेगा.
All right, let me cut across to PV Sindhu's father, one of the most happiest man in the world possibly right now, PV Ramana joining us. Mr. Ramana, congratulations, heartiest congratulations to you. As a father of PV Sindhu, we saw how involved you were in every move of hers. You were quite heartbroken when she cried to you right after the semi-finals. You mentioned that, but that disappointment, it appears she's capitalized on and smashed it to victory to win the bronze. What's your sentiment? All right, I'm going to try and patch Mr. PV Ramana there. He is one happy man. Remember, PV Sindhu's parents have also been sports persons. Both the parents have been national level volleyball players. In fact, PV Ramana has been quite integral in PV Sindhu's growth as an athlete, as a sports person. He's been so involved, always accompanying her with every match that she goes to. Siddharth Maheshwari, PV Sindhu's father, is with us. We're going to try and patch him. But kind of role that the parents have played in PV Sindhu's career graph as a sports person, it's commendable. Both the parents are sports persons themselves. And we see the father accompanying her in almost every match except for this one in the Tokyo Olympics because spectators weren't allowed. So yet they were always on the phone communicating with each other. Do take us through the kind of support the father has given PV Sindhu so far.
Nabila, not just spectators, clearly the family wasn't allowed as well, and it's right because they are following a protocol. There's a protocol in place where you are not allowed to get your parents or your friends or anybody for that matter, because you have to go through rigorous testing when you get to Tokyo. But apart from that, let me now talk about PV Sindhu's father. You think you see PV Sindhu and then you know where she gets that height from. It's her father, and her father had a press conference yesterday after a loss. He had a press conference today right after her victory as well. So you know how involved he is. He talks about how Zhu Ying was a tough opponent, how he knew it's going to be tricky to beat her, and that Sindhu was in tears. So, you know, they're in constant touch. I'm sure PV Sindhu keeps talking to her father for guidance whenever she's thinking about stuff, whenever she's down and out. She definitely communicates that to her father, and father is very involved. As you can see, he was talking about how she was crying yesterday, and then he encouraged her, and clearly that encouragement worked wonders because Sindhu definitely had a great game today. Nabila, if any viewers are joining us right now, we should let you know that PV Sindhu has won the bronze medal for India after defeating China's He Bingjiao 21-13, 21-15, and it's a big victory. Only 2 games Sindhu has lost in this entire tournament. That came yesterday. She put that loss behind her, and today she has
it more or less looked like she capitalized on that loss. She really came back with that much aggression, smashed it to victory, and that's what the father said as well. Really worthy to note that he said that PV Sindhu cried after her defeat with the Chinese Taipei contestant. She had tears. He said very clearly, and we're waiting to patch her father right now. PV Ramana is with us. We're trying to get him patched right this in any moment from now. But he said that she cried. You said she's bound to be disappointed, but what a woman she is. She's made for such stressful games.
Made for such stressful games. We know how heartbroken she was when she lost the final in 2016. But I was just going to compare Sindhu to another player. You saw what happened with Novak Djokovic yesterday. After he lost the bronze medal match, he smashed the racket on the net. So clearly it sort of affects people. And then he did not turn up for the men's doubles bronze medal match as well. So Sindhu, that way, she got back on her feet. She showed that she has the right mindset. Sometimes it's easier to get lost when you have a perturbed mind, when you are thinking about a lot of things, when you're thinking about the constant, that loss, what went wrong, what you could have done. But Sindhu definitely showed us that she can recover from those moments. And that's why she's a champion. We know this has happened in the past. It's not easy for any Olympian, for that matter, to win consecutive golds. And for an Indian to do that, only the second one after Sushil Kumar, clearly Sindhu is a champion for India.
All right, stay with us. I'm going to quickly cut across to PV Ramana, Sindhu's father, joining us right here. Mr. Ramana, can you hear me? Mr. PV Ramana, can you hear me? Sir, can you hear me? All right, I'm going to try and patch him again. That was PV Sindhu's father, PV Ramana, who's just about to be patched here with India today. We're going to bring to you his sentiments. Remember, both PV Sindhu's parents have already been sportspersons in India. They themselves have been national level volleyball players. Quite naturally that PV Sindhu's father plays such an integral role in her career graph as an athlete. He's accompanying her all the time. He really knows every single move of PV Sindhu, almost a guiding light for her. We're going to try and patch him in just moments from now, but this is of course a history that PV Sindhu has scripted. In fact, she is the one and only Indian woman to have won 2 Olympic medals, one in Rio 2016 and here in 2020 Tokyo Olympics. In fact, PV Sindhu very clearly says to India today that her Olympic medal here in Tokyo 2020 has not come easy. It has been a tougher game. It's a tough win that she's had. She also spoke about the pressure, saying it was intense, but yet we saw PV Sindhu clinching the bronze medal as she defeats China's He Bingjiao. Now, PV Sindhu, of course, all set to return home. We saw her all smiles. We're going to take you through all those glimpses of those winning moments. But right here, what we bring to you is some images of PV Sindhu right after she clinches the bronze medal. Right after her victory there, PV Sindhu's last images here on the court. Right there, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the other side that you see. Of course, this is Prime Minister Modi congratulating PV Sindhu in his tweet. All right, let me cut across to PV Sindhu's father. Mr. Ramana, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. PV Ramana, you yourself are a sportsperson, a national level volleyball player at one point. It's very clear that your influence on PV Sindhu has really helped her shine bright at the Olympics. In fact, you did mention to us, and we want to know, right after the semi-final match, you mentioned that PV Sindhu cried, she shed tears, but what a comeback. She came back with much enthusiasm, capitalized on that loss and smashed it to victory.
Yeah. Really, she has played an excellent game today, and as a father, I am so happy that she has brought a medal to the nation, and I am glad that the 2 Olympics, the first Olympics also, she has given a medal to the country, and the second consecutive medal from her side. So I am so happy today.
We're so happy. She's made India proud. She now becomes the only first woman in the country to win 2 Olympic medals. I'd like to ask you, Mr. Ramana, her game with...
Hello?
Right, I can hear you, sir. I can hear you. Mr. Ramana, can you hear me? All right, we're going to try and patch him again. It seems like quite a patchy connection there, but PV Sindhu's parents quite elated, ecstatic. But nonetheless, the entire country today rejoicing over PV Sindhu's win. She's won the bronze medal for India. Right after Mirabai Chanu, now PV Sindhu becomes the second medal holder to make India proud. Both women bring immense glory to India. PV Sindhu, hearty congratulations from India today as well. Our team right there at the Tokyo Olympics tracking all those developments. On that note, I'm going to slip into a short break. We'll be right back. Do stay tuned. All right, here you have it. An image here by PV Sindhu on the left-hand side, the 2016 winning moment at the Rio Olympics where she won the silver. On the right, you have today's massive victory of PV Sindhu at the Tokyo Olympics, winning a bronze. This is indeed scripting history. PV Sindhu becomes the first Indian woman to win 2 medals in the Olympics, one in 2016 Rio and one in Tokyo this time. All right, PV Sindhu there brings so much pride to India. India's champion here, badminton player, ace shuttle player, #1 in India, of course, world #6 currently. Sindhu has etched her name in history after her bronze medal victory at the Tokyo Olympics. With this victory, Sindhu has now added a second medal, Olympic medal here to her cabinet after she won the 2016 Rio Olympic silver medal. So here's how and why Sindhu's achievement is really nothing short of extraordinary.
India's PV Sindhu has created history. By winning bronze at the Tokyo Olympics, PV Sindhu has become only the second Indian player after Sushil Kumar to win back-to-back medals at the world's biggest sporting event. It's not just a victory for bronze, but a show of India's Nari Shakti. After Mirabai Chanu and Lavlina Borgohain, PV Sindhu has brought glory to the nation. Sindhu's path to the medal hasn't been easy. A loss against world #1 Tai Tzu Ying threatened to derail her campaign. But Sindhu is a fighter and she came back from that loss to beat China's He Bingjiao.
Completely changed the way the game is played.
That's the hallmark of a champion, and Sindhu is India's champion. Sindhu might feel that her medal has been downgraded from a silver in Rio to a bronze in Tokyo. But the fact that she has won 2 successive Olympic medals give her the legendary status she deserves, no matter the color of her medal. Sindhu has dominated the game of badminton for a long time, and some of her achievements show how she has managed to stay at her peak. Apart from winning medals at the Olympics, Sindhu was the silver medalist at the 2018 Asian and Commonwealth Games. In 2019, she won gold at the Badminton World Championship. She also has 2 silver and 2 bronze medals to go with her 2019 gold. She was the winner of BWF World Tour Finals. And she has won the Korea Open, the China Open and the India Open in the past. She has also been awarded a number of honors, and that includes the Khel Ratna, the Padma Shri and the Padma Bhushan. Her attitude and hunger shows sky is the limit for India's ace shuttler. And she should be back, winning laurels for the nation. Be rest assured, she'll be back in Paris 2024. Sports Bureau, India Today.
I'm going to cut across to former Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju speaking to India Today.
सेमीफाइनल और फिर मेडल की उम्मीद भी बढ़ जाती है।
आपने फोन करके मेरा धड़कन को और तेज कर दिया, वरना वो जो थर्ड जो क्वार्टर में अंतिम सेकंड में जो गोल करवाया भारत का एक बहुत बड़ा गलती हो गया।
मैं आपको खुशखबरी दे दूं, भारत ने एक और गोल कर दिया है।
मैं देख रहा हूँ,
भारत ने एक और गोल कर दिया है। 3-1 से आगे हो गए जी। अब
3-1 हो गया। मैं एक वीडियो पोस्ट करने जा रहा हूँ आज या कल, जो मैंने स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्टर बनने का साथ साथ इंडियन हॉकी के लिए मैंने क्या कहा था। और कलिंगा स्टेडियम उड़ीसा में जब मैं गए थे, भारत की महिला और हॉकी और पुरुष का हॉकी का क्वालिफिकेशन था ओलंपिक के लिए, उसमें मैंने एक बात कहा था, तो मैं बाद में बताऊंगा। लेकिन इस वक्त सेलिब्रेशन का मूड में हूं क्योंकि 3-1 से लीड कर रहे हैं। तो मैं सबसे पहले तो इतिहास रचाने जा रहे हैं, कितने साल बाद हॉकी में भारत सेमीफाइनल पहुंचने का है। तो मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ अभी बस 2-3 मिनट बचे हैं, हम इसको कायम रखें। और साथ साथ सिंधु का जो मेडल जीती है उसका सेलिब्रेशन भी पूरा देश भर में चल रहा है, मुझे मालूम है। और प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी ट्वीट कर दिया, मैंने भी ट्वीट किया, सारा लोगों ने पोस्ट किया सोशल मीडिया, घर में पटाखा जला करके सेलिब्रेशन करना चाहिए, क्योंकि भारत का तीसरा मेडल कंफर्म हो चुके हैं। हालांकि जो दूसरा मेडल है वो गोल्ड होगा, सिल्वर, ब्रॉन्ज नहीं मालूम, लेकिन लवलीना का भी कंफर्म हो चुके हैं। तो 3 मेडल हमारा झोली में आ चुके हैं, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है।
आपने कहा ना, मैं आपको बता दूं 1972 के बाद भारत पहली बार सेमीफाइनल खेलेगा हॉकी का। 72 के बाद 49 साल, 49 इयर्स। हालांकि 1980 में भारत को मेडल मिला था, गोल्ड मेडल मिला था। उस वक्त फॉर्मेट डिफरेंट था, राउंड रॉबिन से जो 2 टॉप टीमें आई वो फाइनल खेल गई। हम 41 साल से मेडल नहीं जीते, 49 साल से सेमीफाइनल में नहीं गए थे।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आपने बिल्कुल टेक्निकल बात को आपने बताया कि ये इतने साल बाद भारत सेमीफाइनल पहुंचने जा रहा है। अभी बस 2 मिनट और कुछ बचे हैं, तो 3-1 से लीड है, तो मैं मानता हूं कि ये भी हम जीत जाएंगे।
चलिए, इस वक्त हॉकी में भी 2-3 मिनट की बात हो रही है जी। 2-3 मिनट यानी कि वो चक दे इंडिया में था ना 70 मिनट, अब 70 मिनट जो है वो 2-3 मिनट पर आकर घड़ी जो है वो, जैसे किरण रिजिजू कह रहे थे, दिल की सांसें उनकी भी जो है वो तेज धड़कने हुई हैं। लेकिन अच्छी बात यह है कि भारत ने अभी अभी एक और गोल कर दिया है, यानी कि 3-1 से भारत आगे है। और इस मुकाबले के 3 या 4 मिनट रह गए हैं। मेरे सामने इस वक्त घड़ी नहीं है जहां से मैं अंदाजा लगाऊं कि मैच में कितना वक्त रह गया, लेकिन अगर ये मैच भारत जीत।
All right, there you have Kiran Rijiju, the former sports minister, of course, wishing PV Sindhu. Not just him, there were several congratulatory messages that came in. President Ramnath Kovind congratulated PV Sindhu on her victory. In a tweet, the president wrote, and I quote, "She has set a new yardstick of consistency, dedication and excellence. My heartiest congratulations to her for bringing glory to India." Now, Sports Minister Anurag Thakur as well congratulates PV Sindhu on her bronze victory, and Anurag tweets out, "Smashing victory by PV Sindhu, badminton, racket and shuttlecock. You dominated the game and made history. An Olympic medal twice over, 3rd place medal, India flag of India is so proud of you and awaits your return." Here's Anurag Thakur. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also, on the other hand, has put out a congratulatory message for PV Sindhu for scripting history in the Tokyo Olympics.
पीवी सिंधु जी ने जो कमाल किया है उसके लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई। बार बार देश के लिए उन्होंने मेडल जीते हैं और दूसरी बार ओलंपिक्स में मेडल जीतने वाली दूसरी खिलाड़ी बनी है। देश की बेटी पीवी सिंधु जी को बहुत बहुत बधाई और शुभकामनाएं। और मैं तो यही कहूँगा कि आज जिस तरह से डोमिनेट करके वो खेली हैं, शानदार प्रदर्शन उनका रहा है, स्मैशिंग विक्ट्री रही है। देश की ओर से बहुत बहुत बधाई। और एक के बाद दूसरी बेटी ने भी भारत को मेडल दिलाया है, पदक दिलाया है और एक कांस्य पदक दिलाकर भारत को एक भारी खुशी जो एक लोगों के चेहरे पर है वो वापस आई है।
All right, we're going to continue tracking all these developments. PV Sindhu, heartiest congratulations to you, even from the India Today group. On that note, I'm going to wrap this right here. We're going to come back with news and updates on the other side. Stay tuned.